the most accurate one? You might try to grow a beard to throw people. Well, I don't know if that's even close to the picture. I just thought, draw me a picture of Grant Hardin, a fugitive, but with a beard, please. I'll try. Um, Gemini? Google Gemini? Bring me the Geminites. Ah, this is the picture they requested. It depicts Grant Hardin, an escaped fugitive. Ah, I see. With the beard, running through a forest. Okay. Is that accurate in any way? A man with a beard running through a forest? Yeah. Running. Running. Yeah, does it look pretty good? I don't know if it exactly looks like him, but they're not exactly getting it right, I don't think. This man is ugly. He's an ugly redneck looking guy. He's very ugly. He's not handsome in any way. So yeah. They're kind of, I think they're making these like fugitive. They're making them. He's the AIs are making him too handsome, because and that could be for artistic reasons, but that's not what I'm looking for. Is something like the raw reality of this shit. The guy looks like a redneck penguin. That's what we're looking at here. This guy has a big ass nose. This guy's big ass lips, big ass head. This guy's just a fucking monster. Look at this shithead. So, there he is. 6 foot, 56 years of age, 259 pounds. That's a big fucking redneck motherfucker. It's a big ass motherfucker. All right. That's the guy, the devil of the Ozarks, huh? Devil of the Ozarks, yeah. Big ass redneck. The devil of the Ozarks. Yeah. The devil. He raped a girl while he was in uniform. He betrayed his uniform. He betrayed the public. And then he killed a dude. So he raped women, killed dudes. And what's his next moves, right? Did he rape children? Is that what it was? This guy is a jack of all crimes. Ooh. He doesn't care who he hurts as long as they hurt. As long as he gets what he needs, right? Yeah. Not considerate of other people's needs or wants or wishes, will or desires. Not at all. He's not considerate. In other words. Okay, you need some extra water? Okay. You have plenty of Wawa tuna? You have plenty of Wawa too? Okay. Did Mama give you freshie? I looks like Bella's low on freshie. We must replenish freshie. Oh, so does he stay in Arkansas? In God's country? Mm. So we were in the mountains in the Ozarks, you know, because that's where my grandparents retired. And I lived and worked there for a while. Like, I don't know, 6, 7 months or something. So it's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. What's wrong with it? You know, a little bit of Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Yeah. People kind of slow. Okay, and they don't really have like hot chicks like they do in the big cities. You know, I like a city where I see titties bouncing. I like women that are sexy. And in Houston, a big metropolitan city, there's gonna be women, big tits, big ass. There's gonna be there's gonna be women everywhere. So in Arkansas, it's more like a retirement place. So it's not like a place like that would appeal to younger people really, because it's not where you start your life. Usually Arkansas is where people end their lives because it's like got rivers and lakes and forests and mountains and stuff. Beautiful thing, beautiful place. That's not to say that people don't live lives there. Of course they do. Of course there's an economy there. But, it's more of a tourist economy in that particular region. Like Arkansas going up to, like southern Table Rock Lake and Branson and all that. So we were going, there's a river and a stream and all this gorgeous beauty in Arkansas. And we're climbing this mountain. And it's so fun. I guess it's Ouachita National Forest. Grant Hardin stream was, I'm just resuming that. Okay. Got to make the roast. Kind of seasoning it right now. I'm going to put the French dip au jus in there. Grant Hardin. Yeah. Back to the topic. So I was in the stream in the mountains. And it was gorgeous. And I was collecting rocks in the stream. I'd never seen that before. A mountain stream. And I'd been out in the woods in Texas. I've been out, in the coastal woods. But I've never seen a mountain with a stream running through it. That was amazing to me. Because I wasn't used to that type of environment. It would be like if I went to the Appalachians or I went to the Colorado Rockies or something. I'd be like, or if I went to the Swiss Alps or whatever, I'd be like, dang! Like, I'm used to this swamp hellhole called Houston, Texas. Stuff in here. All right. And I guess they had railings for like old people, elderly and retired people, because they knew not everybody was in their 20s or young, spring chickens or whatever, like I was back then. Ugh. I know. Yep, we're making roast. You know it. Yeah, with French dip au jus. Yes, I know. Yeah, we're making some fucking food here. It's roast. Yeah, we got the crock pot and everything down. You know what's up? Put that pepper on it. Put that garlic salt, and we're ready to roll, dog. Literally, my dogs. Yeah, it was like, man, the day I'm like sleep in, there's all this pussy like outside. Like, it's a redhead lady next door. There's like some hot chick walking down. I was like, man, all this pussy. That's the reason somebody leaves Arkansas, because they're not, a man would leave Arkansas. They'd be like, hey, there's no fucking women here. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit? Yeah. That's the deal breaker right there. I mean, I think there's pretty girls in Arkansas, but like, you really gotta search. You know what I mean? You really gotta look hard. It's not like easy, like in a big city like Houston. Houston, it's like, dang, look, there's like pretty girls there. There's like hot bush everywhere, man. So. Okay. This bad dad in there, Dawn. Ah. Yeah. There we go. I guess it's like 4 hours to roast. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're in Arkansas, you're like, oh man, these mountains are beautiful. Man, I'm gonna stay here forever. And then you're like, where are the pretty women at? And you're like, oh, they're not here. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Yeah. I almost was gonna stay in a place with forest and mountains, and they got some jobs. And I thought, oh man, I thought I found. Look, it has rivers and lakes and streams and caves, and look at this, some Indiana Jones kind of shit. I like this place, And maybe you had to put up with some redneck hillbilly shit, but a little bit of never bothered me. It really doesn't. We got some relatives up here, maybe even some Stanleys, maybe some of my kinfolk are here. This might be the place for me. But then I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on. Uh-oh, there's something wrong. I was like, these women are kind of like Bojingas. It's kind of like Bocephus. I mean, the women got like buck teeth, and I was like, hold on a second. There's no good tang here. Hold up. Yeah. It's like, time out. I was vibing here. I was, in the mountains. I was in the utopia. I was in the forest. And then the record. And then it was like, uh-oh, where's the fine women at? Not here. Oh, man. Then this like redneck paradise I had imagined in my mind, it just vanished. This American country paradise. It's just my American country kingdom just vanished before my eyes. And then you're left with your dick in your hand again. And it's like, fuck that. So, and if there are hot women in Arkansas, they're already got boyfriends or married. Okay, if you missed the boat, then so if you were late on the Poontang train, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss the chow time. All right, because the guys already gobbled that shit up as fast as they could. You were late for the California Gold Rush, and you're like, oh shit, I was late. Oops. Sorry. I was late to this big, beautiful party called Humanity, and I do apologize. But, you know, that it is what it is. But, got some tea here. Yeah. The time of my knife. Ooh. Well. Hey, oh Yale. I thought they got the MAGA slogan from a Pizza Hut from the 1980s. Pizza Hut, making it great. No. Pizza Hut got the slogan, the marketing executive from, it was the 1981, I was still in my diapers, and it was the Ronald Reagan election slogan. It was, let's together make America great again. And that was the slogan. Yeah. At first, I thought Steve Bannon and those guys, I thought they concocted it from the Pizza Hut. But, you know, I'm a silly bastard, so that's what I was thinking about that. Pizza Hut, making it great. Yeah, they had solid jingles back in those days, huh? Yeah. What, it's going to be AI generated jingles now? They're going to be like, it's going to be a good time. Some shit. Whatever. Whatever the A-Die sounds like. Everybody's excited about A-Die. The rise of the machines. Replacing everybody's jobs. Everybody loves that unemployment rate. Everybody loves unemployment. It's so fun. Ooh. Toilet titties. So, Hardin. Yeah. Grant Hardin. Just a good old boy. Never do him no harm. Working for a living dog. Or whatever that shit. Just a good old boy. The Dukes of Hazzard. One day I did go to the Diamond Crater State Park. I did go, but I was in a tight time window, so I couldn't stay long. So I couldn't spend days digging for the diamond. I couldn't spend days digging for old Nessie, unfortunately. So I went and bought my shovel like it was the Legend of Zelda or something. And I went to the local shop, the hardware store. Sure enough, the Arkansas boys showed up. They had the overalls on and shit. I was like, this is cliche, but whatever. Well, sometimes cliches, stereotypes happen, right? So, yeah, that was a stereotype. I was like, oh, God, I'm in hillbilly land. Oh, shit. This is the land of the Piggly Wiggly that I heard so much about. Oh, my God, Jesus. Oh, yeah, pee-pee? Okay. Had a pee-pee. 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 Dog pee-pee. No, that's, Okay. You gonna clean up pee-pee? That's fine. I love you, Tula. You look so beautiful, Tula. I love a baby. Yeah. Want to clean up this TT? You missed your body bath? Okay, that's fine. You had a body problem? Oh, dang. Everybody has Hey! Everybody has a TT problem sometimes. It's okay too. We can't always TT correctly. I feel you. Okay. Ah! Ooh. You're a good wrestler, too. Oh. Just a good old boy. Never do no harm. Whatever it is. Shit, what the hell? Alright. Well, you can find Hardin if you farted. Okay, that's one step that the federal law enforcement, they don't do enough farts together when they're searching for the fugitives. And the U.S. Marshals, they need to let one go every once in a while, you know what I mean? Just let it go. They need to flatulate occasionally, just for that, clear the air a bit, And then you're one step closer to, if you're farting, you can capture Hardin. And some people might misunderstand how farting and Hardin is correlated, except for that it rhymes. Okay, but is there a correlation beyond that? You tell me. You ask God. He probably knows, because he's God, right? Okay. You're in God's country, no doubt. Denizens of the God's country. Like U2 Joshua Tree song. Ooh. Yeah, there's been like online rumors that Elon Musk is going to bang Caroline Levitt. And there's like memes where he's like looking and Caroline Levitt is above him and she's wearing leather pants, but he's checking out her ass. Thinking about baby number 11? Are we? Ooh. That's how it's really Revenge of the Nerds, right? Because Revenge of the Nerds, and like Revenge of the Nerds in real life is like guys that are in tech and they're like in business and they're like millionaires, billionaires, and they can get any kind of punani they want because they're really wealthy. Yeah, that's Revenge of the Nerds. They're not really skilled at talking to women or anything like that, or picking up women. They just got the cat. They just got the fucking dough out the ass. So they're like, "Hey, you want the guy with the dough out the ass?" So that's appealing to women, guys with dough out with amazing bank accounts and stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying that women look at guys as bank accounts, but honestly, in the postmodern world, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. It's heavy. Oh. Yeah. So men just think, well, if they get a lot of money, they'll get a lot of tang. So they put two and two together. They're like, well, money equals tang, poontang. So that's what men kind of view the world as. Well, if I get more money, I'll get more poontang. It's really. Now, is that really how it really works in real life? Money equals poontang. I mean, like in big denominations, maybe. Yeah. So why do four black guys in hoodies go rob a bank and try to steal from an armored truck? Money. Okay. Oh man. Make some of that coffee, dolls. Hardin. How we hardly talk about the man. Well, when I was in the Arkansas mountains, there was the river, and I was with my grandparents and my mother, and was my aunt with me or what? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know if it was my whatever. My stepsister, is that what she is? Whatever. So we're like, wow, look at these mountains. Whoa. And, you know, my grandparents are elderly, so they just want to make it up to the top of the mountain so we could go. They had a, you know, a big cafeteria up there. So they just want to make it to the cafeteria and have a good eat. And we, the younger ones, want to see the mountains and want to see the rail tracks and see, you know, see all the sights. So we want to see like all the juicy sights. We want to see the juicy stuff, the juiciness of the environ, if you will. And this was back before the iPhone. So we couldn't snap pictures every second. We had to look at it with our own eyes. So it wasn't like, I mean, you would still go someplace today if you were on a vacation and look at stuff with your own eyes. But how many pictures would you take? How many things would you say, oh, that's cool, and then take a picture, right? Because you can take pictures, you know, for as long as your storage and your, you know, memory allows on your phone. So being a child of Indiana Jones, this is like a big adventure for me, you know, being in the wilderness. Maybe native of ancestors were Native American Cherokee Indians, so this is really like a Last of the Mohicans kind of adventure. So this is an exciting adventure for me, a wilderness adventure. It's like a natural nature adventure is like one of the most epic adventures, you know, I'd say a man or woman, a human being could take, right? For the most part, I think. I'm not saying one that goes bad like The Revenant and the bear tries to eat you alive and you're crippled and you're mauled up. I'm not saying, you know, an adventure like that. I'm talking about an adventure that's like good, like just, you know, it could be a little, you know, maybe there's some dangerous snakes and bears and stuff, but you get out alive is the thing because you're smart. Because you can be threatened by nature but overcome and survive. So I pick up some rocks from the stream, and it's beautiful. I collect it in my bag, and because I want a little memento of the occasion. And so then there's a cave by the waterfall, and the river's coming, you know, down the mountainside and everything. And I see the cave. I'm like, there's this dark, ominous cave. It's like kind of calling towards me. It says, Scott, come in here. Don't you want to explore the dark, mysterious cave? Because I saw too much Pirates of the Caribbean and Indiana Jones up to that point, you know, from my childhood all the way to, you know, 2005 or so. And so I'm ready to go and explore this dark cave. Even though I don't really have illumination or anything, I just want to go in this cave. It's exciting. You know, maybe there's some old gold in there. Maybe there's a secret treasure. Maybe there's something interesting in there, you know, in this dark cave. So there's caves in Arkansas, in the mountains. Maybe not as much as Afghanistan or something, but they might not have as many caves as China or something like that. But they got a lot of caves in Arkansas. Caving, spelunking. In other words, I don't usually, spelunking is an old word for caving, cave exploration, but it's a thing. That's, you know, there's plenty of caves in in America, right? Just like any other big ass country, mostly. All right. So, because of a lifetime of watching George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, I'm captivated by this dark cave. It's calling me by the mountain. It's calling me by the waterfall and the river. It's just like, come into the dark cave. There might be Dead Sea. There might be Jesus scrolls in here. You know, you have no idea what's going to be in there. There could be gold. There could be treasure. There could be an ancient dinosaur that eats your head off. You never know. So you could awaken an ancient lizard that eats your head. It's an exciting cave. Maybe it's explored, maybe it's not. Who knows? But it is exciting, isn't it? Yeah. What stopped me from going in the cave is that I was with a group of people, and then my grandma says, "Don't go in the cave. There could be bears in there." And I said, "Yeah." I looked at the cave. I went to the cave entrance, and I said, "Yeah, there could be a bunch of bears in there, you know, just sleeping in their cave. And if I wake them up from a hibernation or some kind of sleep state, they're not going to be too happy. They're going to want to eat my face off and claw me to death and maul me to death. They're going to try to eat me alive, in other words." So I said, "Yeah, that's probably not a good idea." But for a moment, I had that Indiana Jones gleam in my eye. Dun 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 dun. I was ready to go on the adventure, you know. So now, for those that don't know my grandma, she's like Debbie Downer. Okay, she's always shitting on people's parades. That's just how she is. If you're like, "Hey, I'm rich," or "Hey, I got this," she's like, "Well, you know," she says the most negative thing. Okay, that's out of jealousy or spite or something, you know, within her, a problem with her or her generation, rather. When people get excited, she just craps on. Yeah, she just craps on other people's parade. She's just like that. You know, a lot of old grandmas from her generation, from the 1930s, they're just like that. They crap on people's parades. She's like that. She's always saying something negative, like, "Oh, you'll never do this, you'll never do that," and all this. Right? It's always about the never. It's always about the negative. It's never ever about the possibility. And I'm not saying that all old people are like that, but there is a contingent of them like that. Yeah. So my grandma is kind of like my mother. She's like, "Don't do this. Hold back. Pull back. Don't go on the adventure. You could get hurt." Right. But the natural instinct of a man would be, "Hey, let's go on the adventure, even if we get hurt." Well, it's better than thinking about what I could have done. All right, got my trash can all soapy. So I had some cigarettes. And So if the devil of the Ozarks, if Hardin, Grant Hardin, if the devil of the Ozarks, if he's familiar with Arkansas, he might want to stay there. And maybe he goes out to the wilderness. Yeah, so that's where the authorities are probably looking. The FBI, U.S. Marshals, Arkansas State Troopers, local law enforcement. They're probably taken to the caves. Hunted for Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. Tora Bora. So I had a buddy that joined the Marine Corps back in the day. He was getting fat. He was watching Japanimation all the time and Japanese cartoons. And he was getting fat. He was depressed. You know, obviously there was no women around. And he's living with his mom and dad and his sister. And he was just like, his sister was hot. You know, his sister was hot. She had some big titties. She had a future. Because women automatically have a future with their titties. That's just how it is. Because women are hot and sexy and all that. So they automatically got a future built in unless they fuck it up. Right? So if men fuck up their futures, they don't have titties to fall back on. They don't have a vagina. Okay, so they don't. If men fuck up their future, they have nothing to fall back on. Yeah. So David's sitting around getting fat, eating pizza. Not like the whale. He's not eating the whole pizza, but he's eating pizza, and he's just watching TV and just getting fatter, kind of depressed. So he joined the Marine Corps to get him out of his, you know. And he kind of knew, well, no, he didn't know about September 11th. I think he joined right before September 11th. But for some reason, maybe he was joking. I think he came back and visited me after September 11th. And we were joking around, and he was like looking at the map of the Middle East, and he saw Jalalabad, and he went Jalalabad, Jalalabad, and we were all laughing, you know, because he kept looking at the map and saying Jalalabad, Jalalabad, and we were like just laughing our heads off. It was like Jalalabad, and we were having a hoot. Maybe people from Jalalabad or Muslims or Islamic people from the Middle East, maybe they do not find this funny. Jalalabad. Maybe they're more entertained by Arkansas. Just a good old boy, never knew no harm. Maybe they laugh their heads off. They watch Deliverance or something. I don't know. Squeal like a pig for me. Woo! Yeah. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Woo, woo. You boys like it up the butthole? Ooh. I'll show you the real Piggly Wiggly. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah. So the problem in Houston and Arkansas are different, or Texas and Arkansas, except for maybe Texarkana where they merge. But okay, so the problem in Houston is like, oh shit, I can't pay my bills. All right, I can't generate enough income to pay my bills. So that's like a that's like a big city problem, right? I can't afford to live. What the fuck am I gonna do? All right. So up there, though, I'm in Arkansas. I'm in the break room, and you hear the woman. She's like, "Well, Ed ran off with the truck. He wouldn't pay the alimony." It's still about bills and money and shit. The same problems, but it's more like redneck. Like, well, Bobby took the trailer, and I'm like, oh shit. It's like, so the Arkansas problems, there's still financial problems like in Houston, like in Texas, but it's like, well, Billy Bobby took the trailer. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think Juanina's gonna get more in the divorce. That's a tough break, Bob. Ooh. Should I make some breakfast at brunch? Oh, yeah. I guess so. Let's make some. Even though it's 1:35, but whatever. Fucking Donald pumped around here. Donald pumped. Yeah. Do you think this dude could get laid if he had no money? If he didn't have like $500 billion or whatever? Do you think this guy could get laid if he didn't have $200 billion? Uh, I don't think so. Yeah. But see, I mean, since he does have $200 billion, then he can get pussy all the time. He can get really hot pussies. You know, no big thing. Pussy. Get that pussy cause he has $200 billion. You can buy a lot of pussy for that. Pussy tastes good. Like titty. Pussy tastes good like titties. Is that the new song? Hell yeah. It's called Pussy is Good Like Titties. There it is. Alright. This bacon down. Pussy tastes good like titties. Ooh. Titty, ooh. Pussy tastes good like titty. It's tangy for everyone to taste. Like titty. Titty, ooh. What the heck? Pussy good like titties. Uh, Well, I mean, the lady next door, she's like she's like 70 or something, but she still looks great. But, the redhead lady. But she's not desperate for a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, only that one. I should have taken advantage when she got drunk on the full moon. When she grabbed me and said, "Hey, neighbor." But I was too interested in drinking my beer. But I should have been like, "Hey, neighbor." And then grabbed her ass. You know what I'm saying? Grab a neighbor's ass. Lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor, outcast, nigga. The Dungeon family rides high. It's rare that the redhead lady gets drunk. And it's even rarer that she grabs the dude off the street. You know what I mean? So, should have taken advantage of that situation. And went into the vagina. Yeah. She looks pretty good, for her age, so why not? I'm not Emmanuel Macron, though. I don't have like a grandma or mama fetish or anything like that. Mature fetish, but. It's just, we need to get the job done, boys. All right? It can't just be porn and strip clubs and shit all the time. All right? We need to get the real thing in sometimes. So, there's only so much you can jerk off in the metaverse, you know what I'm saying? So, in the virtual reality porn universe. All right. I mean, it squirts the volcano and relieves the pressure of the volcano, but still the magma still comes back over and over and over again, right? So that caldera constantly forms. Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah. I wanna fail like common people do. I wanna dance and drink and screw, 'cause there's nothing left to do. I wanna fail like common people. I wanna be like common people. Because that band is called Pulp. So that triggered the memory. Pulp. Common people. I wanna dance and drink and screw, 'cause there's nothing left to do. Yeah, that's a pretty great song. All right. Yeah. Hardin, right? I beg your Hardin. So does he stay in Arkansas or does he leave the state? Now we see this characteristic pattern with fugitives that they like to go home. Okay. Maybe everybody likes to go back home. Maybe that's a feature of all people, all nature, is the idea of home, going back home. Right? So daughters and sons, they want to stay with their parents, even if they're like junkies. Right? They still come back even if their parents disown them or whatever. Or say, don't ever come back again. They still come back. That's dangerous, predatory, but all right. My friend his dad was from Latvia and his mother was Dutch. So he's wanted his whole life to go back to Europe because that's where he thinks his ancestry is from. So he spends all of his life working so hard so he can get back to Europe, where he's from. Now, we as Americans, we don't really spend all our time trying to get back to England. Well, that's a shithole right now anyway, but even if we're part of Irish heritage, Irish bloodlines, Irish descendants, okay, Irish and European, not everybody tries to get back to Europe. I'm saying that some do. But so the salmon, they swim upstream to get back to their point of origin from the waters in which they first sprang. Yeah, so people like going back home. Okay, South Africa might be a shithole of white genocide and white hate and the white Dutch minority, but maybe sometimes Elon Musk, he goes back home. Maybe he looks at his childhood home and maybe his parents still live there or something. Maybe he goes and visits and he goes, oh, that's where I used to play, and he has his memories, he goes back home. He may not live there permanently, but sometimes he returns home. So a lot of the Magnificent Seven, or I guess the NOLA escapees, they went straight up into like where it was so obvious where they were going to go. They just went back to New Orleans, to Bourbon Street and shit. And they went with their family and their friends in New Orleans. It wasn't very creative on their part. Now, if they went to Seattle, that would be like super out of the box thinking. That would be difficult for law enforcement. But they didn't. They went back home, where there were places in which they were familiar. Which was easy pickings for law enforcement, really. They're like, well, they broke out of jail in New Orleans. Where are they at? New Orleans. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, what if a dude was like out of the box? He stole a bunch of money and then he got passage to Belize or something. He did something crazy. Then the authorities, they would be like, what? Totally thrown off guard. Totally off track. So the likelihood that Hardin is in Arkansas is probably pretty high. So they're looking for the rustic areas. Can you live off nature in Arkansas? Well, I don't know. They got good fishing. I guess you could eat fish. You could catch fish, eat fish. I don't know. Survive out there, hunt deer. I don't know what you could do. But more likely he'll strike people for resources. But see, there's a lot of retirees in Arkansas, right? So if he finds people that are like crippled, and my grandmother is crippled, and my step grandfather is, in dementia land, that's who they're looking for. People with lots of money, lots of resources, no faculties, and no way to fight back. So, low risk, high reward target. And there's a lot of retirees in Arkansas because it's beautiful. It's paradise for the most part. So if he can't hide, he's going to need resources. So, if an elderly couple ends up dead and all their shit's gone and their bank accounts are drained, then, that's going to be a big red flag for the law enforcement. Okay, another option, carjack, flee to another state. Yeah, carjack, flee. Carjack. Or, he might just try to find some elderlies on a big plot of land, all by themselves. Go find some elderlies. Teenagers fucked up in the head. Adults are even more fucked up. The elderlies are like children. We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets. Porno for pyros? Juicy. Porno for pyros. Yeah. So I saw this guy, Mike, and at my work that I used to work with, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And he said, "Hey man, I just got out of jail." And I was like, "What were you in for?" And he goes, "Arson." And I was like, "What? Arson? What the fuck? You're burning shit down? What the hell?" Jeez. Arson? Burning shit down? Hardin was former law enforcement, so he knows law enforcement tactics and training. Is that going to help him evade capture? Since he made like a law enforcement uniform to escape, he likes to mock the badge, mock law. He likes to mock law enforcement, like as if it's a joke to him. He likes to twist it. He likes to make it wicked. I don't know why he likes to mock the law, a mock law enforcement. Why he gets such a kick out of it, though, I don't really understand. I don't think anybody can understand the mind of this monster, the devil of the Ozarks. I don't think anybody can reason with this. Well, I hope the authorities, U.S. Marshals, Arkansas law enforcement, state troopers, sheriffs, patrol, FBI, whoever catches him. Oh. God bless and best of success, as always. People are still enjoying my Walking Dead pun of a Pocket Kids. They bet AMC Entertainment better not make a show called A Pocket Kids. I'll sue their ass. A Pocket Kids.